The cursor blinked on an empty digital canvas. It was midnight. Zayan, a digital artist, rubbed his tired eyes, frustrated by the color palette on his screen. Nothing felt right. The shades were muddy, just lifeless. He sighed, leaning back in his chair, defeated. That's when a minimalist black notification slid onto his screen. It was just a simple question. Do you think your eyesight is your superpower? Zayan laughed, a short, tired sound. Unless I can shoot laser beams, probably not. He was about to close it, but the screen flickered, and the message was replaced by stark white text. Welcome to the eye trial. 4 stages. Only the sharpest pass. A smooth digital voice filled the quiet room. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Tonight we test how clean your windows really are. Suddenly, the room lights dimmed, plunging him into darkness, leaving only the glow of his monitor. 10 colored tiles appeared, all of them a seemingly identical shade of blue. The instruction was simple: find the one color that doesn't belong. Fail once and the stage is over. No pressure, Zayan muttered, but his artist's curiosity was now fully piqued. Stage 1 was called the warm-up. The colors looked almost identical, but to his trained eye, the difference was immediate. One tile on the far right had just a fraction more green in its mix. It was a simple cyan in a sea of azure. Easy. Got you, he said, tapping it instantly. A single word flashed on screen. Pass, followed by a statistic, 97% succeed. Too easy, he smiled, a bit of his earlier frustration melting away. The voice replied, a hint of digital amusement in its tone. Confidence detected. Let's continue. Stage 2. Focus required. The next set appeared. This time, 10 tiles of what looked like a soft lavender. This was harder, much closer shades. His eyes narrowed, scanning the grid back and forth from top to bottom. He tried to compare them in pairs, but they all seemed the same. A faint digital pulse in the background let him know the clock was ticking. Okay. Not so obvious now. Then he remembered an old art school trick: unfocus your vision and look at the group as a whole. He blurred his eyes, and the tiles swam together into a soft purple haze, and then he saw it, one of them. One of them just felt heavier. It had a deeper, dustier undertone to it. Seconds passed. There, he said, and tapped the screen. Pass, average eyesight confirmed. Average? He protested aloud, feeling a little insulted. The screen was basically mocking him. The voice returned, cool and calm. We're just getting started. Stage 3 was the illusion layer. Now the grid looked like 50 shades of the same muted gray. That's the same tile repeated 10 times, he whispered, leaning in so close his nose almost touched the screen. But he remembered the stage name. Illusion layer. The trick wasn't just the color. As he watched, the tiles seemed to subtly shimmer, their edges blurring and sharpening, a hypnotic pulse designed to confuse the eye. He pulled back, trying the unfocusing trick again. It didn't work. The illusion was too strong, too deliberate. He had to find another way. He closed his eyes for a moment, letting the phantom image burn on his retinas, then opened them again. Looking for the one that faded slower, nothing. He was about to give up when he noticed something else. It wasn't about the shade itself, it was about the light it reflected. One square was slightly colder. It absorbed the light differently, giving off an almost imperceptible blue tint. It was barely there. He held his breath. And tapped pass. Only 30% reached this level. His heartbeat picked up, a steady drum against his ribs. All right, he said slowly, a genuine thrill running through him. Now we're talking. Then came stage 4, the impossible grid. The final screen appeared. A grid of 10 tiles, all of them pitch black. Zayan blinked. They were identical. Absolutely, perfectly, digitally identical. He rubbed his eyes. He even went into his monitor settings, adjusting brightness, contrast, gamma, nothing. He leaned back. He leaned forward. No way. This is a trick. Minutes passed. His eyes strained, starting to water from the effort. He felt a headache blooming behind his temples. The digital pulse of the timer was faster now, more urgent. Patterns began to shift in his vision, phantom colors dancing in the blackness. Wait, number 7, no, 4, no. He was just guessing, letting the strain play tricks on him. This had to be a bug. A joke. He was about to quit when he remembered the stage name again. The impossible grid, impossible for most, maybe. He stopped trying to see a difference. Instead, he tried to feel it. He let his eyes relax completely, staring at the center of the screen, letting his peripheral vision do the work. He thought about the colors he'd been struggling with earlier, the life he wanted to breathe into his art. He thought about warmth and coolness, not as colors but as feelings, and then he saw it. It wasn't brighter. It wasn't darker. It wasn't a different shade. It was just a different temperature. 9 of the black squares were a flat, empty void. But one of them, the 6th one, had a warmth to it. A deep, rich, velvety texture like black infused with the faintest hint of infrared. It was the color of heat in a cold vacuum. He tapped it, his finger trembling slightly. Silence. The timer stopped. For a heart-stopping moment, he thought he'd failed. Then the screen exploded with a blinding, congratulatory light. Pass, top 8%. He laughed out loud, a joyous, relieved sound that echoed in the silent room. Yes, the voice returned, but its tone had shifted from a game host to a narrator. You may possess rare color receptors. Some call it enhanced perception. Some call it tetrachromatic vision. Superpower, Zayan said, the word tasting electric on his tongue. Possibly, the system replied. The final message appeared, no longer a challenge, but an invitation. Share your result. Challenge your friends. Who really has the sharpest eye? Zayan looked at the small, unassuming webcam at the top of his monitor and grinned, his eyes sparkling with newfound potential. Turns out, no laser beams needed? What do you think? Could you pass a test like this? I've actually found a few online that are similar, and I'll link them down in the description. Try them out and let me know in the comments how well you did. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. See you next time.